What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and we're gonna go over some of the things I'm seeing right now, and it has to do with the supply chain, right? We've been covering this a lot because supply chain on the West Coast, off of California, specifically in LA, has usually been slow, but now with everything happening, it's even more slow. And we're going to get into some really, really hard stuff here, okay? So, we've been talking about, how there's been 500,000 containers off that port of Long Beach. And that's a lot of containers with a lot of products. And I had covered this before, and I had stated that they were not operating on a 24/7 basis. And it was through an article that I reported that this was the case. And all of a sudden, right, we hear the administration say that they're going to do whatever possible to help with this backlog. And they're going to start making people work 24/7, do whatever it takes, right? So they say. And folks, I want you to pay close attention to this because one example I'm going to point out here is what happened in New York when they had thousands upon thousands, I believe the number was 70,000 healthcare workers be fired over the mandate. Okay? And the new governor said that in order to make up for the lack or the shortage in staffing, they would either A, hire people out of state to come in and help, or B, people from out of the country to come in and help, or C, deploy the National Guard to come in. Now, this is what Biden wants to do now due to this staffing shortage at this point. He says Biden is weighing the National Guard to address record number of vessels off of Los Angeles. It's becoming impossible to ignore just how unprepared the administration is in tackling this crisis. Okay? There's a significant backlog. That's an understatement because when you talk about a backlog, 500,000 containers waiting there. And the issues and problems and the crises that's causing higher prices for what you're paying at the store, right? Now, here says there's a pileup in LA and Long Beach ports, even though Biden has issued a directive last week to keep both ports, which account for 40% of all shipping containers entering the US. That's a massive, massive percentage. So when you think about it, 40% of everything that comes into the US, right, goes through these ports. And he wants to keep them operating 24/7. So if you can just imagine the consequences that this is going to have on the prices of goods and services, off the charts. And that's why I've tried to make an emphasis to, hey, like pay attention. It's going to come to a time where you're going to cut off entertainment expenses and it's just going to be, the basic needs, food, water, and your shelter. And if you can buy a little extra, I like oatmeal. So, buy a little extra oatmeal. I'm not going to go and hoard, no. Rice, instead of buying the, small bags, get myself a 25-pound bag. And it's just, trying to prepare for these costs that are rising so much. If you want to see what this looks like, it's all the cargo ships right there. It says with a record 97 container ships at anchor across the ports of LA and Long Beach, congestion at the nation's top ports worsens. There you have it. Remember when I was reporting and I was saying it's 40 something, it just broke the previous record. Then it became 50, then 60, then 70. Now it's up to 97. So you can expect this holiday season to be very pricey. And the White House had warned about it and they said, oh, you should get your stuff early on because inflation, it might get expensive. There might be shortages. Okay? This is happening here. I'll pull up another article so you guys can see. It says, I don't remember a time when so many extreme events were happening in shipping. And this is analyst Ben Nolan, who's been covering this space for 16 years. He says container shipping led the charge with rates soaring to stratospheric highs. Dry bulk shipping rates jumped next to levels not seen in over a decade. Now liquefied natural gas shipping has joined the party. And that's what we're seeing here. And he goes over some prices here of increasing. It says the spot rates for tri-fuel diesel engine LNG carriers were 157,000 per day on Monday, up 86% week on week. I wonder what that's like month on month. I mean, we're seeing staggering increases in these prices. Here we see that obviously the cerveza sickness stops and starts of demand. And in the case of container shipping, cargo supply compounded by other factors have left inventories short in many categories, stoking demand for imports and thus ocean shipping. And so we're seeing the crisis unfold. And a lot of people, oh, sorry, it seems like, can you guys, let's see here. I don't think it's showing on there. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. So I was just reading this over here. I don't remember a time when so many extreme events were happening in shipping, right? And we see that the crisis is right. It's here. We're slowly. It's like you're in slow motion, right? You're watching it happen in slow motion, but since it's happening in slow motion, you're not reacting to it because you get used to it. You get used to living in that situation. So it's like a slow boiling of the frog. And it almost seems like everything's coming and clashing at once. And you look at this and you say, wow, what else can come next, right? Well, there's plenty more. I'll show you right now. Okay, let's see. Here, let me go ahead and get this. All right, let me see here. All right, let's see if I can go ahead and make that viewable for you guys. But I'm going to show you what's happening right now. And hold on, let's see if this is working. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Show that. Perfect. All right. That should do it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you something that's going to blow your socks off. And If you have any comments, any thoughts, post it in the chat. I'd be happy to discuss it. Okay. Here, let me scroll down to the In-N-Out Burger. I don't know if you guys heard of this, but they refused to comply with San Francisco's mandate. So they shut down in that city. Okay. Let's see, where is this? Oh, it might have been the other. But anyways, I thought this was very interesting. So we see this tweet right here, right? It says at approximately $72,800, Bitcoin will surpass the total value of all the silver in the world. That's the next big milestone for Satoshi Nakamoto's remarkable invention, once just a string of code on a solitary computer running quietly in the wake of the great financial crisis. Now, I thought this was a very interesting number because if you guys follow the blockchain backer, you're able to see that his targets in this market are anywhere from 72,000 to 85,000. And I think this is a very important and interesting number for Bitcoin to surpass silver in the whole world. And so that has me very curious as to what's going to happen in this market. We also know that there was an extension in the Ripple case that would make it extend through March to May. Okay? Here, Jeremy Hogan points out, the judge argues that the additional time will not affect the schedule to resolve the case, but I don't see how that is possible. He says it has to affect the schedule for a briefing summary judgment. He says the case summary judgment resolution now not until March to May of next year. So things are cooking up. I mean, it's getting interesting. Very interesting, I may add. And you're seeing the convergence, right, of all these things happening. And the crises are simultaneously all coming together. Now, I'm not predicting a time whatsoever. All I'm saying is the timing of things are just very, very interesting. And I think as time goes by, you're going to start seeing how all these events that transpired, whether it be slowly, all happen to converge at one period of time. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, stay focused, all right? Those who are patient are rewarded. Now, I know in these times, patience is definitely a virtue. It's hard, it's tough, but we're in this together and we're going to do the best that we can. Whatever we can control, we control that, okay? There's some factors that are out of our hands, but we can control what we can control. And preparation is key. So, with that being said, I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think of all these events unfolding? It's very interesting times we're living in. So, make others aware, because with this information, it helps you prepare. We want others to be prepared as well. So this is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you